And at some point while you were there, you ran into Officer Ingalls?
Yes.
Okay, you're getting to that part in the story, so let me start from there. I'm going to start playing the tape again. Again, you won't hear it, but I can hear it, and anyone watching on the website can hear it now. So just let me go back to that now. Okay, stand by.
Here. Well, when he heard me say that, he come around from that desk, grabbed me, flung me up against the wall, told me I was under arrest. He said, "You will not come in my house and fucking disrespect me."
This was Lieutenant Ingalls who did this?
Yes.
And
she's talking about Barry Ingalls, who is a deputy, or well, he used to be a deputy. He also used to be a state police officer. And I don't know Barry Ingalls very well at all. I've met him a handful of times, and he's always been real nice to me. But apparently he wasn't very nice to this lady that day.
And he did this just based on you mentioning the fact that you would have us come and assist you with your complaint.
Yes, and he lied to my lawyer and the judge and everybody and said that the reason that he put me in jail for
Okay, you just said in the tape recording that Deputy Ingalls told you will not come in my house and disrespect me?
Yes.
Okay, and he then arrested you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me get our attorney on the phone. I want to talk to her about this. Just a minute. Call GTM.
Ringing.
Welcome to GoToMeeting. Online meetings made easy. Please enter your... The access code you entered is invalid. You entered 184.
Just a minute.
Lawyers are always complicated.
Okay, and while I'm pulling this up, Ms. Van Dyke, tell me what happened while you were in the lobby.
I went to the lobby and first spoke with a woman named Shauna Frazier and told her I was there to pick up our property. She went to look for it. While she was looking for it, Officer Ingalls came to the window. That's when he told me that I wouldn't get my property until Monday. And I had told him that Edson Banks, the county attorney, had told me if they had a problem giving my property back to call him. When I told him that, he pretty much just told me, sorry, Brian's not going to be here till Monday. I went to leave, and my husband was talking, and I told him, Mark, just come on. We'll let DOF and police abuse take care of this when they come. When I said that, he started screaming, "You stay right where you're at. You stay where you're at." Come around to the lobby, flung me up against the wall right at the window, and cuffed me.
Okay, stand by, Cheryl. Okay, Serena, are you there?
Yes.
No, not you, Miss Van Dyke. This is our attorney.
Hello?
Okay. Hi. All right. Miss Van Dyke, you're on the line with our attorney, Serena Robinson McBello, and she can hear you. Serena, can you hear Miss Van Dyke? Miss Van Dyke, give me that short test count.
Hello?
Yeah, can you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real quick?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, Serena, are you able to hear Miss Van Dyke?
I heard her loud and clear.
Okay, let me briefly go over where we are with her case and what I need you to do. She was arrested by the Letcher County Sheriff's Office after going into the police station to retrieve property. She didn't commit any crime. She wasn't creating a disturbance. And they simply arrested her because she mentioned the words policeabuse.com. And I want Miss Van Dyke to just go over that part of what happened. Miss Van Dyke, I have it on tape, but I want you to briefly tell Ms. McBello what happened to you in the lobby.
Okay, I had spoke with the county attorney, Edison Banks, and he had told me to go to the sheriff's office to retrieve my property. He had told me if they had a problem with retrieving the property to call him. When I went into the sheriff's office, I spoke with Shauna Frazier and told her I was there to get my property. She went to look for it. While she was looking for it, Barry Ingalls came to the window. He asked me what I needed, and I told him, and he said that Brian would not be back until Monday. I then told him that Edison Banks, the county attorney, told me if they had a problem, give him a property back to call him. He again told me it would be Monday. I went to leave, my husband was talking, and I told him, Mark, come on, we will just let police abuse and beat, I'll take care of it. And when I said that, he began screaming, stay where you're at, stay where you're at. And he came out and flung me against the wall and handcuffed me.
Now, let me stop you there. Serena, what I want to tell you is the striking part about this is that after they arrested her, took her in back, had her in handcuffs, they unarrested her 1 hour later, telling her that she was released and that in some respects.
Actually, Mr. Diaz,
go ahead.
It was 4 hours later.
4 hours later, she was released and they unarrested her. So Ms. Van Dyke wants to pursue a legal action against the department. I want to do some research on the case. I wanted to first introduce you to her. I'm going to be calling some public officials in the next hour to ask them what recourse she has regarding what was done to her. And Serena, I'm going to be playing the remainder of a conversation I had, or a portion of a conversation I had with one of the officers who's responsible. He's actually not the arresting officer, but he's the arresting officer's supervisor. His name is Brian Damron. And I want to just make you aware of a few things related to the case that tie him into this. Now, he wasn't there to make the arrest in the lobby of the police station, but what he did do is he arrested Miss Van Dyke previously, which is the charge that got this all started, for selling bath salts. And it's a long story. I don't need to go into all of it, but it's basically a small town agency going big time and trying to start a drug, investigation. And this officer made a number of critical mistakes in his investigation. One is he didn't secure evidence that was directly related to Ms. Van Dyke's prosecution. He was driving around with the evidence in his trunk, or one of the officers was, for several months, OJ style, with no logging of the evidence and no proper storage. The second thing that he did is he took a 9-year-old minor child of a confidential informant with him on one of the raids he was doing related to this investigation. So there are a bunch of mistakes. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to interrupt you. The child wasn't 9. The child probably wasn't even 2 or 3. The child was in a car seat.
You're kidding me.
No, the child was in a car seat, not a 9-year-old child. This child was in a car seat, and the child was crying when she went to pick up the product. The child was crying, and she started saying, I'm going to beat the hell out of you. You need an exorcism done.
The mother was telling the baby that with the officer there during an undercover investigation.
The officer wasn't there. She was a confidential informant. Her and another girl was a confidential informant, and they took the small child to my shop to do the undercover buy.
Okay, but they were making the buy for Brian Dameron.
Yes, sir. Brian Dameron was waiting about 3/4 of a mile down the road on him.
Well, that's what I mean. I've done undercover work. He was in it. He was supervising it. He probably dropped them off down the street, and then they walked into your shop. But
I had it on film. There was 2 cars. He waited beside the church, gave them another car, and sent them off. He recorded it all, and he's actually on there saying, don't worry, this won't go to court. I can stop the tape when I want to.
Okay. Well, anyway, these are the kinds of things that went on in this case, Serena. So I'm going to ask you to manage Ms. Van Dyke's case from this point forward. And Ms. Van Dyke, I was going to make those calls to the public officials now, but I want to wait. I actually want to get off the air and go directly online with Serena after I finish with you for 2 reasons. One, I want to give her some of the evidence in your case directly. And 2, I want her to assist in making some of the calls that I want to make.